what I want to play. Let's play because all the premium tanks are half price today. Let's play some premium tanks I haven't actually reviewed yet. Let's play the Excelsior. I haven't reviewed the Excelsior today, or yet, but I don't recommend this tank. I think the Excelsior is a terrible tank. Even when it's top tier, its gun is pretty crap. So I haven't reviewed it, but I don't recommend the Excelsior. Basically, what you get with the Excelsior is very good frontal and very good rear armor. The problem with the frontal and rear armor, however, is that it's flat. So lots of guns will penetrate it regardless of whether or not it's the best armor on the tank. The side armor is slightly spaced armor, but it's only 20 millimeters thick, so this thing doesn't have any side armor. So while people talk about it being well armored for a tier 5 heavy, it's not. It's flat, doesn't bounce very many shots, terrible side armor, terrible top armor as well. RT absolutely loves hitting these tanks. If you can hit the roof or engine deck of this tank, the armor is quite poor. Don't know what the penetration values are. And then on top of that, you've got a really, really bad gun. So really about the only thing this tank has is fairly decent maneuverability for a heavy tank. And that's pretty much it. Oh, the gun depression. Gun depression on the tank is actually okay. So KV-1 T14 at distance, completely pointless. You see, we didn't penetrate. Got the side of a KV. Didn't penetrate. Didn't penetrate. Didn't penetrate. Front of a T14. Have to go for his machine gun port. And can't penetrate him. So the gun for a heavy tank is absolutely crap. So we'll switch up to some premium rounds. Bad shot by me. Back to regular rounds. So now there's a KV-1S and a Churchill 3 T14 all moving into the village. So you can see I'm relocating quite well. I'm going to try and use this gun depression. So I'm not accomplishing anything up there.
We didn't penetrate their armor.
Side of a Churchill.
We didn't penetrate their
Standard premium or standard ammo.
We didn't even scratch.
Can't penetrate him. Look at that. Can't even orange reticule on the side of his turret.
We didn't penetrate their armor.
So remember I was saying in the review, shoot the Churchill 3 in the turret. But this gun can't even penetrate 88 millimeters of armor. And it's not accurate.
Enemy armor is damaged. Enemy is hit.
This guy's given up. So KV-1S, regular ammo, can't penetrate the side of a KV-1S.
Enemy armor destroyed.
That was a good shot. Again, let's use its maneuverability. So I've got 100 plus millimeters of frontal armor. I'm going to try and ram this M4 if the T14 gets out of the way.
We didn't even
Can't
scratch
penetrate the
them.
front of an M4.
Gotcha.
So really, I cannot recommend this tank. It's a tank that's built to force you to spend money on premium ammo. If you want a heavy tank trainer for the British lines, buy a TOG.
Enemy armor is damaged. Enemy is hit. Gotcha.
So, 1,000 damage, 3 kills. Choose between a TOG and this tank. I would recommend this tank, or I would recommend a TOG. TOG isn't a good tank. TOG is not a good tank, but it's a much, much better crew trainer. And a TOG has a gun that can actually hurt people. So, there you go. I haven't reviewed the tank yet, but that's my 2 cents. I don't think it's a good tank. It's only got, oh, it's 31 millimeters. 31 millimeters of side armor. It's got terrible armor on the roof, terrible armor on the top of the tank. It's got 114 to the front and rear, but it's flat, and there are plenty of guns that can go through this. It also faces a lot of tanks that fire HE. So, again, your armor counts for absolutely nothing. It's got decent gun depression, it's got a nice rate of fire, but this gun kills the tank. 91 millimeters of penetration, and the premium ammo isn't fantastic. It's much, much better at 144, but it's not fantastic. So, really, if you're going to train up British heavy crews, folks, I recommend getting a TOG instead. So this is going to be my future... This is going to be my future Carnarvon crew. So what do I want? I want... This is going to have to be repairs. And the loader... Because it's a Carnarvon, the Carnarvon gets ammo racked a lot, so let's go with safe stowage. Okay, Excelsior is done. Do I have any rare tanks? I have lots of rare tanks. No extremely rare tanks, maybe the Hydrostat. Alright, haven't reviewed the Excelsior yet, so I'll put that up on YouTube as a highlight. Quick review, and let's go with the T14 now. And the T14 is another Tier 5 tank I haven't reviewed yet. And we've got a brand new crew in here for the M103. So let's go. So the T14 suffers a lot of the problems that the Excelsior also suffers from, in that frontally the armor is very, very good. It's quite quick and maneuverable for a Tier 5 heavy tank, but it's got a terrible gun, just like the Excelsior. So what we have is 92 millimeters of penetration. So we've got basically 1 more millimeter of penetration over the Excelsior. But the other negative for the T14 is the fact that it's not an accurate gun. It is definitely not an accurate gun. So the Excelsior's accuracy makes the T14 positively Russian. So this is another premium tank that's been designed to fire premium ammo. So the Excelsior and the T14 can both perform as long as you're willing to spam gold. But unless you are willing to spend a lot of credits on gold and worry more about crew training than actually making credits in a premium tank, then I suppose they can be okay. But I don't think the T14 is as bad as people say, because I think the armor on the T14 is quite good. Although not against BDRs. But the gun really lets this tank down. As you can see, we're doing 35 kilometers on the flat. And both BDRs are coming into town. So these BDRs are going to absolutely rip me to pieces. I've got really good frontal armor, really nice sloped frontal armor.
Enemy armor is damaged. We didn't even
And I've got to go for his weak spots.
Enemy armor
Missed my
is hit.
track. Someone else tracked him.
Penetration.
So when you're fighting lower tier tanks,
We didn't even
there you go.
scratch them.
We just failed to pen a DW2.
Enemy armor is damaged. Penetration.
Why can't I hit the DW2? The accuracy on this gun is terrible.
Enemy armor is hit. Critical hit. Critical hit. Enemy armor is destroyed.
So you can see, orange reticule,
Didn't go through.
turret of the Churchill. Churchill's has no problems penning me. Oh, well, 2 shots. He was aiming for my machine gun port. Weak spot on a T14. So you can angle, you can side scrape in this tank. And you can go hull down. The turret armor is 110 millimeters with a nice gun mantlet.
Enemy armor is damaged. We didn't penetrate their armor. Critical hit. We didn't penetrate their armor.
So you can see major problems penning similar tier tanks.
Penetration.
So I've switched to premium,
Penetration.
and because we're angled,
That one didn't go through.
he's having problems penning me. I need to do something here. I need to kill the BDR. Except he was waiting for me.
Penetration.
So one thing is, the reload is quite nice,
Enemy armor is destroyed.
which allows me to kill him. Don't need premium ammo for the 820. . So you can see for a heavy tank, it actually moves quite fast. And I think this A20 thinks it's a standard battle and not an encounter. So I could have stayed, I could have capped, could have secured the game, but I kind of want to show off the tank a little bit more. It's really, really underrated. I think the armor on this tank is very, very good. I think the gun is very, very bad. But as far as American heavy tanks goes, it's a good trainer because it forces you to angle, it forces you to go hull down to get the most out of the tank. Ooh, the VK has gone into town. Now, I could have lost this game for our team. I might have just lost this game for our team.
Enemy is hit.
So you can angle.
They're knocked out.
So where did the T-82 go? Oh. My mind's playing tricks on me. Okay, I've just lost this for our team. Unless the T-80 can get around. Although, as I say, this is quite a fast tank for a heavy tank. So I'm going to switch back to premium to guarantee a pin on the VK. Yeah, I've got to get back in plenty of time. So not an accurate gun. See, shooting on the move is terrible.
Got him. Penetration.
And there we go. The T14 is a good-looking tank. It is. T14 is a good-looking tank. And I'd rather drive a T14 than an Excelsior. But as I say, you do have to be willing to fire premium ammo. And that is one of the reasons I don't recommend the tank. It can perform. I think it's better than people say. A lot of people would class the T14 as one of the worst premium tanks in the game, but it's not. It definitely isn't, but it wouldn't be at the top of my list. Really wouldn't be at the top of my list when it comes to tier 5 premium tanks. But as I say, if you're willing to fire premium ammo in this tank, it's okay. If you can pick it up at half price, like today, where it's on special, it's okay. Just remember, the gun isn't accurate, it can be quite frustrating, and you have to fire premium. So, just leveled up. So this is my future M103 crew. Okay, so that's pretty much a quick T14 review, seeing as I haven't reviewed the tank before now. The armor is very good. Only has 50mm on front, but it's really well angled. This is about the only weak spot in the front of the tank. So you can angle, you can side scrape. It's got nice turret armor, 101mm all round. You can go hull down in the tank. It's a good training tank for American crews and American heavy tanks. But really, the gun lets the tank down so much. Poor penetration. It's got worse penetration on its premium ammo than the Excelsior has. The gun dispersion is horrible. But, yeah, I don't think it's as bad as people say. Okay, moving on. I think they're the only Tier 5 premium tanks I haven't reviewed.